As an athlete, what's the greatest thing you can do? Sometimes we only think heroes and legends are made on the field, but in this story, a hero was made off the field. A star running back slash linebacker from a small town in Michigan did one of the greatest things you'll ever hear about. It's sad it turned out to cost him his life. This young man, and I'm not calling him a kid, I'm calling him a young man because it takes guts to do what he did. He literally, and I mean literally, sacrificed his life, his future, for thousands of people. He didn't even have to do what he did. He could have saved himself, but he didn't. It's honestly beyond amazing and incredible. It's something you only hear about and see in movies. Growing up as a kid, I remember watching The Sandlot, and there was one quote that always stuck with me. And that quote comes from Babe Ruth, who said, "Remember kid, there's heroes and there's legends. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart and you'll never go wrong." To say that Tate Myers is a legend or a hero is an understatement in my opinion. I'm not even sure if there's good enough words to describe what he did. And in today's video, I'm here to tell you the incredible and unbelievable story of Tate Myers. What's good, y'all? Hope you're having a blessed day. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I like to joke around and cut up just as much as anybody else. However, this is going to be one of the more serious videos I ever make on this channel, and here's why. As I'm recording this video, I've teared up already a couple of times. I'm going to try my best to stay composed. I'm not a guy who gets emotional real easy. This story, this situation, it just did something to me. It hit home. I understand I can't speak for everyone, so I'm going to speak for myself. I can honestly say I don't even know if I would have had the guts to even think about doing what he did. It is beyond, and let me emphasize it, it is beyond impressive for a guy at this young of an age to even think about it. It's not just thinking about it, he did it. He sacrificed his life, his career, everything ahead of him. He was going to be a D1 football player, and he didn't throw it away, but you get what I'm trying to say. He was already a high school football star. He wasn't doing it for attention or clout. He already had all that stuff. He solely did it because that's the type of person he is, and that's his true character. This story I'm going to talk about, it goes to show you, even though there's a lot of bad people in this world, I think there's also a lot of good people. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's going to be one of my favorite ones I ever make. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, do all that stuff. I don't care if you do. This video is not about me. It's about Tate. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, guys, I want to make this extremely clear. All money made from this video will be donated to charity in honor of Tate Myers. If you don't know what happened or who this guy is, I'll give you a brief summary. Around a week ago, I think it was 6 days, so roughly 6 to 7 days ago, this is when there was a fatal shooting in Michigan at a high school. I'm not even going to talk about the person who caused this tragedy because he deserves no attention whatsoever, and that's all I'm saying about it. For whatever reason he chose to do it, I don't care. I'm not saying his name, and he's besides the point. We're here to honor the real hero in all of this. Also, too, a little disclaimer. I believe I'm saying his name right, Tate Myers. If I am saying his last name wrong, I do apologize. Unfortunately, Tate was one of the people who happened to lose their life in the shooting in Michigan. What kind of got lost in all of this, and it didn't come to light right away, is that this wasn't your average student. He was destined for greatness, and he was one of the top recruits in his state. The quote I'm about to read off to you is coming from Tate's football coach, and still, it gives me chills. He said, quote unquote, "I was told that everybody in that school was running one way and Tate was running the other way, towards the shooter." Before we go any farther, can we stop and try to let that sit in with ourselves? I can't comprehend the guts, and I'm going to emphasize it. This dude has guts to even think about attempting that. I'm sure some of you are imagining it in your head just like I was when I heard about it. You got a complete chaotic scene going on, and then you got the hero Tate Myers running to save the day. It's movie-like stuff. Let's try to put ourselves in his position. If we had so many great things going for us like Tate Myers, would we even think about putting our life in jeopardy? I can say 100% I wouldn't. And that's not showing my lack of character, that's showing how great of a person that Tate Myers is. My favorite movie of all time is Spider-Man. In that movie, if you watched it, you know Uncle Ben, he says a lot of great quotes. One thing he told Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, whatever you want to call him, is he believed if you had an opportunity to do something right, you got to do it. In that movie with Uncle Ben, he tried to stop a robbery and he ultimately got shot, but he was doing the right thing. it's the same thing with this scenario. I haven't really talked about his football career all that much. Let's start out with what he did in his sophomore season. In his team's first 3 games, he had 54 carries for 250 yards, almost 5 yards a carry, with 4 touchdowns. In 3 games, that's not so bad. But he also was a star linebacker who had 7.5 tackles. When you're playing on both sides of the ball and you're one of the best players on defense and offense, that's pretty impressive. I was watching a lot of his huddle highlights, and I gotta say, I wouldn't even classify him as only a running back or linebacker. He's a straight up athlete. He could play any position he wanted to. And I'm also 90% sure, let me know if you know something about him, that all these schools that were recruiting him as an athlete. If you're kind of curious and wondering just how athletic he was, I'm going to let his numbers do the talking. Tate was listed at 6 foot, 195 pounds, had a GPA of 3.9 out of 4, which is super impressive, and also ran a 40-yard dash of 4.47, which is blazing speed. His shuttle was 4.25 and his broad jump was 8.9. If you play football or know anything about football at all, you know those stats are insane. A 4.7 40-yard dash, that's wide receiver speed, and he's a linebacker slash running back. I'm going to throw some of his highlights on the screen. You can tell they only put him at linebacker and running back because they needed to. He could have played anywhere he wanted to. I'm going to show you an interview and a video from Twitter from the D Zone. Y'all go follow him, shout to him for getting this legendary, and I mean legendary, interview. I'm going to give you a disclaimer and a warning. It's pretty bad. Okay, maybe saying it was bad was not the right word. It's hard for me personally to watch it knowing what happened. What makes it even harder to watch is this guy, I can't express it enough, is so mature for his age. I could sit up here and talk for hours about how impressed I am with this young man. I'm going to leave it at this. He's humble, he has humility, he's a team player, he has integrity, everything you look for in a football player and a person. Once again, shout out to the D-Zone on Twitter. Matt wrote a clip.
This is Stu Carlo with the D-Zone here at 2023 Tate Myer'S. I saw the INT. I got her for the second half. What a win for you guys. Just talk about how it felt to win a game like this in the rain, coming to Clarkson, revenge.
Man, it feels awesome. I mean, it feels great. We haven't been to playoffs since my freshman year. No, we weren't even in it my freshman year. My brother's senior year, so 2018. That's what it just feels great. But in the rain, this is where we live. Rain is just like Oxford football. Tough, muddy. Everything about us is tough.
Yeah, what you know about Oxford football? Because you guys had a tough schedule this year. We're in a lot of great games. Your record might not be great, but you play a lot of hard teams, so it's a tough team. So, just talk about how you guys are able to be so successful.
Yeah. So, started off the season rough. 0-3, but we didn't quit. We came back. We grinded. Worked every day. We had trust each other. We all love each other, and we just started building there. Week by week by week, and here we are beating Clarkson week 1, and we're hoping to do more.
Playoff one. So talk about your role, though. I mean, you play on both sides. I saw you get the INT. What are you bringing to this team?
So I play tight end, a little bit of running back and linebacker, and I make most calls on defense. So I have a big role on defense. But yeah, Mike linebacker is probably the biggest part of our defense, and okay. I'm glad I can.
Your coach is about to talk to you guys. I'm gonna let you go, but hey, what a great win for you.
Thank you.
What a great win.
Have a good night.
Watching that clip, it's emotional for me. I couldn't imagine being close to him. It's so hard. I don't want to get into this and get too emotional, but it leaves me wondering, and sometimes I get mad at the world. Why do bad things have to happen to good people? Life is simply not fair. I understand God. He always has a plan and purpose. We just don't understand it sometimes, and I don't understand this one. For my younger high school athletes watching this video, I don't want you to view this as a sympathetic story. However, use it as motivation. There's no excuse for you not to go out there and give it your all, knowing that you could pass away tomorrow without even knowing. And not just football players. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 10, 100 years old. Every day you should give it your all, no matter what you're doing. Mr. Tate Myer'S, I know you're watching this from heaven, and I want you to know that you have inspired me more than you'll ever know. And I want you guys too. I want y'all to feel me. Anytime you think about giving up, I don't care what you're doing, think about what this young man did. He gave up his dreams for the better of other people. Let that sink in. He didn't have to do it. He had no beneficiary gain from it whatsoever. That's why I get so mad and I can't relate to lazy people. You got people out there in the hospital that have cancer or they just can't leave the hospital that would give anything to have your health, and you're not even taking advantage of it. If you woke up today and you're healthy, you got no excuse not to give this thing you call life your all. Every day on this earth that you wake up, I don't care how bad your situation is, you're alive, it's a blessing. If you want to mope and complain and you don't want to be here, guess what? I don't feel bad for you. That's all I want to say about that. Let me calm back down and get back on topic with this man. This year, Tate was only 16 years old and he was a junior running back for Oxford High School in Michigan. He was already receiving a ton of interest and offers. On November 28th in 2021, not too long ago, he took a visit to Toledo, which is a D1 program. According to Tate himself, there was a source that said he was also visiting or planned on visiting Michigan State, Notre Dame, Texas, Texas A&M, USC, and some others. We're trying to focus on what he did off the field. He's a hero, but I want to make this a happy video and show him his respect for what he was doing on the field too. A lot of people don't understand how talented and great you have to be to go D1, and he's going to and touring great D1 schools. And he was only a junior and he was already touring these schools. He would probably get more offers as a senior. In an interview, here's what Tate had to say about his dreams. I've been in love with football since I was young and always dreamed of playing college football. If I play college football, I will be the hardest worker on the field no matter the situation in the game. I will give my all effort. That right there is what I'm talking about. If you don't get inspired after this video and hearing about this man and what he says and what he's done, I don't know what to tell you. I want to give a huge shout out to the Michigan football team. They honored him in one of their more recent games and wore a patch on their jerseys that said TM and 42, which was his number. Here's what Michigan had to say about it. Our uniforms will feature a special logo during Saturday's Big Ten Championship game. The shape is Oxford's Block O, meant to honor all victims, survivors, and community members. The TM and 42 pay tribute to a football player, Tate Myer, Tate, Hannah State, Julia, Madison Baldwin, and Justin Schilling. My bad, I said Hannah State, I meant Hannah ST. Their lives were lost earlier this week, and we are representing by 4 Blue Hearts. We are proud to represent the state of Michigan and all of its communities. That is awesome, and that's what college sports are all about. We sometimes get lost in trying to win the games, and we got to forget everyone out here as people, we got to bond together. Much, and I mean much respect to Michigan for doing that. After it was announced he passed away tragically, here's what Toledo, who he visited, had to say. We express our deepest condolences to the family of Tate Myer and the entire Oxford community. Everybody spoke highly of Tate, and he couldn't have had a better reputation as a person and a football player. This is a tragic loss of young lives. I'm speechless. I don't know what else to say. He's a hero, and what he did, it's more impressive when you think about it, because even if he stopped the guy doing from what he did, he wouldn't have gained anything from it. That right there shows you the type of person he was and the type of character he has. Every young kid out there should look up to Tate Myer, and he should be your motivation and inspiration. He is the gold standard for a child. He is what you want your child to be when they grow up. I don't want to end this video off in a sad way. I want to end it off in a good way. Please use this man as motivation. Tate Myer, you're a legend in my books. A absolute flat-out hero and legend, and more than that. Thank you for what you did, and you got all my respect and many other people's respect. I don't want to think about it too much, but you got to wonder, what if he wouldn't have stopped the guy? How many other people would have got hurt? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was tough to make. Yeah, I normally ask you to subscribe and like. I'm not doing it. This video's not for me. It's for Tate. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out, y'all. Let's be great. Peace.